Thank you, Mr. Carter. At this time in our program, we have reserved time for question and answer periods with all of the speakers that you heard here this evening. If we do not get through all of those questions, however, we are committed to continue to get your questions over our website, please. And we will then put together a printed piece that we will also post on the website to answer those questions, just in case we don't exhaust all of them this evening. So the first question that I see here for me is, what will school opening be like this fall? I have to think that's the toughest question we'll receive tonight. And I will say this, I have a smart answer and then a more practical one. The smart answer is, I don't know for certainty. And if I did, you'd be reading about it because everybody would want to know it. So in this case, we are very, very hopeful for what our year would look like. And it would look like years previous to this and last, certainly. But as we've done our programming beginning last spring, but just about a year ago, we will be continued to be informed by guidance or requirements rather, that are provided by the state CDC, the federal CDC, and various health agencies in Maine. Our wish certainly is to have in-person learning and to be able to do so safely and with confidence. As we do get closer, however, and if we do learn more over the course of the summer, we'll be certain to be corresponding with you about that. The other I have is transportation to and from school, specifically for our Chelsea students. It is the case that several of our communities do provide busing to their residents, and several do not provide high school busing. Chelsea is one of those that does not. As a result, though, we do have a bus fleet here with our drivers, and we do those bus runs. We connect typically at the Chelsea school, but we'll also pick up Erskine students who may be on that bus route. Riding that bus, however, does come at a nominal cost of $2 per day to cover expenses. And in addition to that, though, we do make arrangements for a free or reduced fee schedule for bus riding. So for China and Vassalboro, those communities provide busing to their students. Those from RSU 12 would be taking perhaps connector bus rides to their middle school and then picked up by one of our Erskine drivers. As we get closer to the fall, we will be sure to publicize all of our bus routes for our various communities. And again, I look forward to some additional questions, which again, I will respond to in writing, and we will post those responses on our website. Thank you. Mr. Soul.
Well, good evening again. It looks like I have a bunch of questions. So we're going to start from the top. The first question I have is vocational opportunities, CATC versus Rockland or Waterville. We are part of the consortium for the Capital Area Technical Center. So all of our students do attend CATC in Augusta, and you can go to their website to see what programs they have there. We are the second highest sending school. We send the second most students to CATC, aside from the host school of Coney. But that is where our students go. Second question, do you have Model United Nations? The answer is no, not yet. We do have Model State and we have Youth in Government. So we do have clubs and programs for students that are interested in government, but we don't have Model United Nations. But as Aiden spoke earlier, and I appreciate it because he set up this question very well for me, we do grow. And all it takes here for a student to start a new club or organization is to give me or Mr. McQuarrie or Mr. Clark a proposal for what they're looking to do, as well as to be able to find a faculty advisor, which our faculty, as you have heard, very open to supporting students in what they want to do. So do we have Model United Nations now? We don't. Would we like to? Absolutely. If we can get students that are interested in it, get a faculty advisor, it may be the next club or organization that we bring to Erskine Academy. Number 3, should my student take honors classes if they want to go to college? This is a great question, and I appreciate whoever asked it. It is not mandatory for students to take honors courses in the freshman year. to get into college or to do anything here. In fact, you can max out our entire math program without taking honors courses in the freshman year. Honors courses are more rigorous courses. The pace is accelerated, the content's a little bit deeper, but you don't have to declare yourself to be an honors student in every single course, and I think that's important. In the freshman year, we have honors English, honors Algebra 1, or honors Algebra 2, if you can clip out of honors Algebra 1, and we also have honors biology. Those courses don't have to be taken as a collective. You can, if you're a very strong reader and a very strong writer, you can take honors English. If you're not so good in math, you don't have to take honors mathematics, and vice versa. So you can choose which courses you have to take, but again, you do not have to be in honors classes to be able to go to college when you graduate or to do most anything here at Erskine Academy. The next question is there an equal amount of services for kids that have tested gifted or advanced? Yeah, so I'm assuming here, so if whomever's asked the question, if I'm answering this incorrectly, please give me a call and I'll be happy to talk to you. I'm assuming that the question goes along with the support services that Mr. Clark talked about and how we help students along. In fact, some of those services are meant for our gifted students as well. Our math lab, which is part of academic assistance, is designed to help students all the way through pre-calculus and AP calculus. So we have programs here that are designed to assist students while they're here. We also have agreements and time with Colby College. So our students go to Colby to take math and other courses at Colby. So we do work to support our students basically in any way they need to support it, be it that they're gifted or they need extra help. And lastly, I have, does my student need a computer? The answer to that is yes and no. So if the question is, does my student need to buy a computer to come to Erskine Academy? The answer is no. But your student will use a computer while they're here at Erskine. We are a one-to-many school. We're not a one-to-one school. So your student won't be provided a computer upon entry, but all of our classrooms are fully equipped with computers in them. So does your student need a computer? Most likely, yes, they'll need a computer during their time, which they can access here at Erskine. Do you need to buy a computer for a student to come to Erskine Academy? Absolutely not. There is a question, one more that I see, about what is the percentage of our students that get accepted into Ivy League colleges? To be honest, I don't know right off the top of my head what that percentage is. I can say this: if the question is a pure percentage, how many of your students get accepted into Ivy Leagues, I don't have that percentage. If the question is rather those students that aspire to attend Ivy League schools post-graduation, how are we with those students? Most every student, by the time that they get to their senior year, has a plan developed, and we work endlessly to see that they can achieve that plan. For those students that are achieving or aspiring towards the Ivy Leagues or military academies, we'll work endlessly to ensure that they can achieve their dream if they're eligible to get there. And that's all I have at this time. And for our next questions. All right, we do have a question from Mr. Clark. So now, Mr. Clark, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Soul. The question for me is, I already received Title I help with math. Do I qualify for the academic assistance program? Simple answer, yes. The academic assistance program actually helps about 20% of our entire student body. There's over 120 students who are involved in academic assistance. Some are involved for multiple periods, for multiple courses, and others just get help occasionally with an assignment or a project. But either way, whether you are previously involved in Title I or not, you are eligible to be a part of academic assistance, even if it's for a short time. So all you need to do when you sign up for your classes is just to jot down there that you're interested in academic assistance, or one of your folks can make a call here to our guidance office and let them know that instead of study hall, you would require that you are part of the academic assistance program, and we'll put you in. Thank you. All right, Ms. Benner has a few questions.
Okay, so the first question is, can the registration packet be dropped off at Erskine? Absolutely. And as soon as you have the paperwork completed, feel free to drop that at our front office. I don't want to speak for the folks at our sending schools, but I'm certain that they would be willing to collect materials for us as well, and I will coordinate with them to pick those up or get them delivered to us in some way. Second question, what is the maximum number of classes you can take at one time? So here at Erskine, we have blue days and white days. So there are 4 periods on each day. So this means that students can take up to 8 credits. However, as I mentioned, we do require that our students sign up for a minimum of 6 credits. But with freshmen, we recommend that they sign up for no more than 7 credits. Signing up for 7 credits will allow them one 80-minute study hall all year long, every other day. I did review the course selection process with all of the 8th graders as they participated in their virtual tour of our school yesterday. And our plan is to create a short video explaining that process that we can post on our website for parents to reference as well. Our short class is something that freshmen can take. Absolutely. We have a number of industrial arts classes that are available to our freshmen, as well as other electives. And those are all part of the 6 to 7 classes that students can take. Again, as I mentioned before, students must take English, math, science, social studies, and phys ed. So that makes up 5 of the 6 minimum number of credits that they're required to take. So the 6th to 7th class can be made up of any number of electives, and shop classes are certainly within that ballpark. And does that do it for our questions? Okay, certainly if you have any other questions regarding course selection, you can email Mrs. Hersom or I, and I guess we do have some questions for Mr. Carter.
Great. Thank you, Ms. Benner. Okay, my first question is, what time are practices held? Practices are traditionally held right after school at one time or another. Depends what season you're in, but primarily in the spring and in the fall, we will practice probably till it gets dark. So that means like a 2:30 to 4 o'clock, and then a 4 o'clock to 5:30. We have a number of teams using the fields in the spring and fall. So practices are held right after school. In the wintertime, because we're sharing gym space, it's a little bit different. We'll go in 1.5 hour blocks from 2:30 right till 8 o'clock, divided by the number of teams we have. Swim practices may be at a different time, depending on what time we can get pool time at the KBY. So they will be after school, I promise you that. And it's a matter of I guess facility availability and gym availability and whatever else we're looking at. But okay, how do I sign up for sports? As I mentioned, we will have an announcement. We'll put it out on the internet, as well as again, we'll have signups and announcements right here at school for the most part. There'll be sign-up sheets posted outside one of the offices, and we will get a hard copy sign up, or we'll do an electronic sign up. Okay. After you sign up, we'll ask you to pick up the forms that are required, and you submit those to the athletic department prior to participation. Are there summer sports programs available? As I said, we do have offering of summer camps and programs. There'll be summer activities based on depending what sport you play. Not every sport has something in the summertime, but most of the team sports will do their best to get together and either train or compete in summer soccer, summer basketball, and field hockey programs as well. So stay tuned for that. We'll have some of that information on our website as well. Do you have a ski team or volleyball? We have cooperated with area schools that have skiing. in the past, and it really depends a lot of times on the interest there. Volleyball, we have an intramural program that happens, in the gym. That's always interesting and fun. And would it possible to take a club and do a sport simultaneously? Absolutely. I think Aiden's a perfect example. He's in 25 clubs and does sports all the time. He's, number one in his class, so he really does have a good grasp of time management, okay, and goal setting. So it's definitely available to participate in a sport and be in a club. So if you need any pointers on that, I will turn it over to Aiden, but he's all set for now. So what I'd like to do now is, because I have no more questions, is I'll turn it back over to Mr. Clark, okay, to wrap things up.
Hi again. So here's a question. Explain any programs which are for kids with behavioral needs. Well, we are a high school, so there are times when young people make some decisions that they otherwise shouldn't and end up with some discipline. And we have kids who are varying in their development with behaviors, but we don't have a program here specifically for students with behavioral needs that have behaviors that impact their learning and the learning of others, nor do we have a program here that allows for people to have individual behavioral programs. We have one code of conduct for all of our students, and students are expected to abide by that. Of course, there are times when some of our young people are continuing to mature and they need some response from admin. And as we spend time with students, we not only discipline, but we go through the steps and processes important to make sure that you don't repeat such behaviors. But we are always willing to work with our young students as long as their objective is to continue to improve and to treat others with respect and kindness. But we do not have a specific program for those with behavior plans. Any other questions? Okay, thank you.
Before closing this evening's program, I would like to expand upon a couple of questions that have been posed earlier. One seemed to be asking specifically about gifted and advanced students and how are they served at the school. Unlike the public units, we do not have a designated gifted and talented teacher. I'd like to say that all of our teachers are, but Mr. Clark did point out to you those sorts of supports and programs we have. I will also point out to you that we do serve as the gifted and talented school for mathematics on a fairly frequent basis. Currently, we have 8 eighth graders from our region who come here for their advanced mathematics as part of their gifted program. In the past, we have also permitted those students to join in some of our enrichment courses here as well. And I'm certain that those 8 students are in the audience. Also, the percentage of students accepted to Ivy League colleges. We have the data, but it's not broken down by percentages, and it was a specific question about percentages. That can, however, be easily calculated by us. But on our school profile, which can be accessed on our website, we do list colleges of college admissions and colleges admitted to each year. So you can find that data there. We will crunch those numbers and put that together on our profile as a percentage. So a global pandemic has dramatically upended 2 school years now. And you've asked me what the next year would be like. I can tell you what we want it to be like. And we want it to be like, as I mentioned, previous years. Yes, COVID-19 has violated our normal big time. Although how we teach and learn will continue to be different for the foreseeable future, thankfully, this is temporary. Our purpose, goals, and values are intact. And the service that we provide to our students and families, our school community, and communities at large perseveres. Our independence provides us with the flexibility to innovate and progress faster and respond to needs and issues quicker. Unfortunately, our independent status is also it leads to some misunderstandings about us. So I want to take these final minutes to clear up some of these. First, admissions to Erskine Academy is open and not selective. There's no competitive application required, just what you have in your packets. 8th graders are eligible to enroll, provided they've completed the 8th grade and that we have a program to meet their needs. Second, our student body is neither the privileged nor the elite. Our school is not exclusively college preparatory, as some may think. We serve and achieve results with students primarily from humble, hardworking families with varied circumstances. Whatever your background, abilities, or interest, our work is the same. Develop the skills, knowledge, and traits to give all of our students a strong and sturdy starting point for adult life by the end of high school. Third, we do not hastily or liberally suspend or expel students for their missteps. Rather, we work to be effective with a full range of behaviors. It is so that we formally enforce our academic and behavioral expectations, and that our independence allows us to quickly remove disruptions from the classroom or our school. We do at all times, however, insist on fairness, respect, and kindness for all of our members, students, staff, and visitors to the school alike. Class of 2025. This pandemic has taken much, and it has required much. The Erskine faculty and staff recognize your many losses due to COVID-19's massive disruptions on your school life. You've been denied highly anticipated opportunities, felt the disappointment of having events and extracurricular activities and traditions canceled or reimagined. In that recognition, our faculty and staff find the responsibility and committed resolve to provide you with the Erskine experience enjoyed by generations of Erskine graduates. For 138 years, families have chosen Erskine Academy for good reasons. We are profoundly grateful for their confidence in us and for the opportunity to care for and educate their young people these many years. It is our sincerest hope that you will begin the next chapter of your lives with us here at Erskine Academy. But we have great affection for the young people in this region of Maine. And so no matter where you ultimately attend high school, you will have our very best wishes for successful, enjoyable high school years, wherever you choose to have them. Thank you. The Information Clearinghouse for all things Erskine, including a button reserved for 8th graders and their families, can be found at our website. Please view it frequently for updates and additional information. Use the same link that you access this event to view this video in the near future, and recommend it to those who weren't able or did not attend this evening's virtual presentation. There will also be a button that directs you to short video segments of aspects of our program that may be of particular interest to you. And of course, as always, we are available to you by phone and email. We thank you again for your interest and consideration. Take care and be well.